This lesson covers Chapter 5, Section 3, and we're dealing with triangles here. And the first item of business is to take a look at the angles that make up a triangle. And so if I look at this angle right here, angle A, C, and B, and I cut them out, and that's what I had done here, and I place them together, lining up the sides, like this side here of B would match up with A here, and then so this side of C would match up next to A as well. And what they form is a 180-degree angle. And so we're going to see that every time, no matter what kind of triangle we use, we'll always get this situation where all the angles combine together to make a straight line, which is 180 degrees. And so we've got that concept that we're going to end up using to solve some problems, and this other one that talks about the triangle, the exterior angle theorem. And so the exterior angle theorem says that if we take the two remote angles, so the remote angles are the ones that are away from this exterior angle. So here's our exterior angle here. The two remote angles inside the triangle are 1 and 2 in this case. And what we can do is we can take those two angles, angle 1, so angle 1 and angle 2, and we can add them together, and they will equal angle 4. And so again, the reasoning is this: all angles make 180 degrees. A straight line makes 180 degrees. Well, here's a straight line. So angle 3 and angle 4 make 180 degrees. Well, if that's the case, and all angles in a triangle make 180, that means angle 3, 2, and 1 must add to make 180. Well, if 1 and 2 equal angle 4, then that would also make 180 degrees too if we went ahead and combined angle 4 and angle 3. So we're going to use these two theorems to help us solve some problems on tonight's homework. So let's take a look at those. And here's our first one. So when we've got these two triangles, or this triangle here, and it's got some different lengths of sides, we see 1/4 x actually as this angle here, 3/4 x is this angle, and 2x is this angle. And then what they want us to do is find the actual measure of angle A. So they want a degrees. And so what we're going to do is we're going to use that theorem that says all angles in a triangle sum to make 180 degrees. So I'm going to take all the angles and add them together and set them equal to that number, the 180 degrees. So I'll add the 1/4 and 3/4 makes 1x, and then I'll add that to 2x, and that gives me 3x equals 180. So I just have one step to do here. Just divide by 3, and I'll get my answer. So x is 60. So what they want us to do from here is find out the measure of angle A. Well, I'm going to take that 60, and I'm going to place it in for x right here. And so I've got 1/4 times by 60, and 4 goes into 60 15 times. And so that will be the answer for angle A, 15 degrees. And taking a look at angle B, we go ahead and substitute the 60 in for x here. So we'll have 3/4 times by 60, and 4 goes into 60, and we have the 15 times. 15 times by 3 makes 45 degrees. So that's angle B. And the last one here, we go ahead and substitute the 60 in for x. We have 2 times by 60, and that gives me 120 degrees. So the next one is similar to that, just a little bit different, more expressions having more parts to them, but we do it the same way. We just take all of the angles and add them up. So 3x plus 20 is one angle, 2x plus 8 is another angle, and x plus 2 is the third angle, and they all add to make 180 degrees. And so I'll go ahead and combine the x's, 3x, 2x, and 1x. So again, I'll circle these so you can see which ones I'm combining. Notice that I circle the sign in front, so it tells me what to do. And so that gives me 6x altogether. Now I'm going to add the 20, the 8, and then this 8 over here. Actually, that shouldn't be an 8, that should be a 2, so let's fix that right now. So when we go ahead and fix this, this is a 2. And so we're adding those together, and we add the 20, the 8, and the 2 together, and that gives us 30. And and this all equals 180 degrees. So then we can go ahead and subtract the 30 from all sides. And that leaves us with 60, or actually, I'm sorry, 100 and, let's fix that real quick. So we do the subtraction, leaves us with 150 equals 6x. Divide by 6, and x is going to end up equaling 25. So now we're ready to go ahead and solve for x. So we can find angle x here by substituting 25 in for x right in that spot. So when we do this, it's 3 times 25, and then we have to add on 20. So 3 times 25 gives me 75 plus 20, ends up giving me 95 degrees. Now for angle y, same sort of thing. We're just doing 25 in for x. So 25 and then plus 2 gives me 27 degrees. And then for angle z, we have 2 times by 25 plus 8. So it makes 50 and 8. Add to make 58 degrees. So now we're using the other theorem, which says that these two angles are going to add together to equal 120. Again, because all three angles add to make 180. A straight line makes 180. And if I already have this angle, then the small angle right in this region, then and plus the 120, it would end up equaling these other two, since they have to both make 180, the sum of the angles in a triangle and a straight line. So they're asking first of all for angle I. So let's go ahead and solve for what x is. So off down here, I'll go ahead and do that work. We've got 3x plus 20 plus the 2x, and this all equals 120 degrees. So I'll collect some like terms. Also move this 20 back to the other side. So it makes 100 equals, and then the 3x and the 2x add to make 5x. So when I divide by 5, I'm left with x equaling 20. So I can take that 20 and substitute it into x, into angle I there, and do 3 times by 20 plus 20. So 3 times 20 makes 60, and 20 give me 80. So 80 degrees is what angle I is. And then the measure of angle J, I'm just taking that 2 times by my x value, which is 20. Multiply them together, I get 40 degrees. And now I'm looking for the measure of angle IHJ. So we go over here and start at I to H to J. So they're talking about this angle right in here. And so if I want to find that, well, I'm just going to take those angles that I have, 80 and 40, and add them together, and then subtract that from 180 degrees. And so when I go ahead and add those two, I get 120. Take that away from 180, and that leaves me with 60. So 60 degrees is the answer for measure of angle AIHJ. Now I have measure of angle L and a new one, so let's go ahead and solve the same way. Since they wanted to know this, I've got to find out what x is first. So down below I'm going to add up 2x and 30 plus the 30 degrees is going to end up equaling 4x, the exterior angle. So the two remote interior equal that exterior angle. And so I'll subtract the 2x from all sides. That leaves me with 2x. Combine these two 30s, and that makes 60. And then I divide by 2, and that gives me 30. So x is 30. So now I need to take that 30 and plug it in for x, times by 2 and add 30 to get L. So angle L is going to be 2 times 30 plus 30. And so that's going to give me 60 plus 30 gives me 90 degrees. Is what we end up getting there. And the next one, we've got M or LMN. So L, M to N. So they want to know 4x. So let's go ahead and do 4 times by 30. And that's going to give me 120 degrees. And the last one is LMK. So LMK. So this angle right here is what they're looking for now. So we know that this is 30. So we'll do 30 plus this angle right here we said was a right angle. It was 90 degrees. And so we'll add those together and then take that sum away from 180. So we do 180 minus 120 leaves us with 60. So 60 degrees was that missing angle. So those are the types of problems you're going to see on tonight's homework. Good luck.